All right. Arsenal yesterday went ahead to obviously overcome Wolverhampton Wanderers by 1-0 away. And guess what? It was Ricardo Calafiori who came up to the rescue of the club of Arsenal, and it was into the 74th minute where Ricardo Calafiori went ahead to obviously do justice to that will, brought in Kroos into the mixer of the right side of the attacking midfield. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. There are lots of things about the red card of Lewis Kelly. I've gonna hate to see some other people coming in and saying, oh, it was really bad, it was not really something that was called for, and I'm like, that's football, and that's what the game of football really calls in for in such a moment of time. So where are you, my mates? And this is Rokani David onto the Rokani Media Football. Hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And it's a Sunday in my country, and we are powered by Mono Gadgets, dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops. And if at all you need a used phone and a used laptop, call them on +256 70 99 88 665, and you'll thank me later. You can as well follow them on TikTok at Mono Gadgets. Search for Mono Gadgets and you see the wide range of products that they do have. They also have used phone and used laptops from the United Kingdom. They do have what we call affordable smartwatches into the mix. So that is exactly what we had in from our sponsor, who is Mono Gadgets, and we are here to obviously enlighten more and more and more about what the world is really gonna be like into the mix. So let's start it off with the game itself. Now, Arsenal won the game of football, and they were playing at the same time with Liverpool, right? Were they playing at the same time with Liverpool? But all I know is that Liverpool was going ahead to obviously school Ipswich Town, and Arsenal was there on pressure. And in the 43rd minute, Lewis Kelly brought a player down, and he was given a red card. And it was a straight red card. Reviewed by VAR, they said it was supposed to be a red card. And for that, I'm going to be really giving you my thoughts about it in the next 5, 6, 7 minutes. But let's talk about this game of football. Arsenal came in this game of football without Saka, Gabriel Jesus, Ben White, Takahiro Tomiyasu, and a player called Martin Odegaard, because Martin Odegaard really had a minor illness into his body, and that's why he never really showed up into this encounter. But Waneri was given a go into that game of football, and he was taken off at half time to bring on Ricardo Calafiori to come in and obviously do the needful, because they felt like they need to reinforce a little bit into the back line and make that midfield strong. But surprisingly, Arsenal also saw Yao Gomez get a red card in the 70th minute. He went ahead, I think, for Gabriel Magalhaes' foot, yet he was already booked, and he was given matching of orders by the referee, who was Michael Oliver, onto that pitch. Now, after he was taken off, in just 4 minutes, when they're now back to 10 men on 10, Arsenal went ahead to obviously do the needful and obviously scored a goal from Lewis Kelly. But one thing that is really surprising is that I don't remember the last time Arsenal kept a clean sheet in the Premier League, because if you have to look at the games that Arsenal have gone to play, 1-1 draw with Brighton, 2-2 draw with Aston Villa. All the games they've gone ahead to play, even if they've gone ahead to win them, they've gone ahead to concede goals, you know. And this is something great for Arsenal, that William Saliba was back into that game. They defended pretty well, and sometimes you saw to it that David Raya was called up to the occasion to come in through and really defend Arsenal from really conceding a goal. And Arsenal really looked good into that encounter, especially in the defensive line. They really looked great. They had set pieces, but when you're not having Saka, you know, and we're not having Saka and Martin Odegaard, the delivery of the left or of the right is always bad, and there are bad deliveries coming in from Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz had like 2 chances and didn't really score them. Was it 1 or 2? But for me, the biggest positive in that game is a clean sheet. Last time, when Arsenal drew with Aston Villa, I came out and told you that the problem of Arsenal is that they've always gone ahead not to put in a shift that is really well required into that game of football. I tell you, because Arsenal, as it stands, last season, or the previous 2 seasons that they competed for the trophy, they are built on what we call a watertight defense. That's what Arsenal built their central defense on a watertight defense. You understand? But this time round, they haven't gone ahead to obviously be that watertight, because they've gone ahead to play 22 games. And is it 23? Yeah, 23 games. And they've conceded 21 goals. Yet last season, they conceded 29 goals in what we call the entire round robin of the league. That is 38 games. So we are left with how many games to go? Arsenal are left with 15 games to go. 16 games to go. And I tell you, unless otherwise they continue to keep clean sheets, but they are really not going to match the least amount of goals they conceded last season, being 29. That is the man himself known as Arsenal. And I think for me that is the biggest credit, because they went ahead to play the added 8 minutes of the first half when they're a 10-man down, and they went ahead to play 28 minutes of the second half when they're man down, and they didn't concede. For me, that is the hugest positive that I'll ever come up and obviously say about Arsenal into the mix. So they are really exciting as a side of Arsenal, and I would love to let you know that they've gone ahead to do the needful, and they've put in a shift altogether to see that everything really goes on well as planned. So to my understanding, I think Arsenal will have to put in a required shift, into the next game. Remember, they're playing Man City midweek. They are playing Girona away in Spain. And I think that's one of the games that the manager will have to rest some of the players that he's having to obviously prepare for the game of City. Yet for City, they have to field their entire team. You understand? They'll have to field their entire team to fight for that win, and they have to keep their hands crossed on how the teams ahead of them are really going to be performing, because if at all they win, then City won't qualify into the next round of the Champions League. So that is it coming in from Arsenal, and they went ahead and put in a very beautiful shift. But Ricardo Calafiori, I think this is his second Premier League goal of Arsenal, and I've seen people criticizing him, but they're forgetting that this guy never had a good preseason, because he really looked injured. And even though they are playing into the first game, he never took part. You understand? So he never had a very good preseason. Him and Mikel Merino never really had a very good preseason. And they're really using this season to act as a preseason to fit into what the manager really wants. And remember, in the due course of the season, it's very hard for the player to obviously learn everything. So I think him scoring is really great. And for everyone who criticizes the manager of really getting in signings like Ricardo Calafiori is proving you wrong. Left back, 3 goals. And when did Arsenal last have a left back to obviously come and really score those goals? Sorry, a full back to come and score those goals. You understand? So we are waiting to see how Ricardo Calafiori will end up his season at Arsenal, his first season at Arsenal. And I know he still has more goals in him as a player. And for everyone who doubts his capability, I tell you, the guy is a baller. He's a very good player, press resistant, inverts well in the midfield. I like the way he acts when he's in the final third of the pitch. And defensively, he lacks a little bit, but I know this is a new league, and I know he'll do better. He'll do better. If at all, a player like Gabriel Magalhaes, who is not even a third of the talent of Ricardo Calafiori, came up and went ahead to fit into the Premier League like he is right now, I think Calafiori is just a matter of time to see to it that he becomes that player that we all know he was at Bologna and the Italian national team. Now, the stats were as follows. 9 shots by Wolverhampton Wanderers, 9 shots by Arsenal, 4 shots on target by Wolverhampton Wanderers. Arsenal had 3 shots on target. Possession, 52% ball possession by Wolves, 48% ball possession by Arsenal, 433 passes completed by Wolverhampton Wanderers. Arsenal completed 397, 84% passing accuracy by Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Arsenal had 82% passing accuracy. Then 20 fouls by Wolves and 10 fouls by Arsenal, 0 yellow cards to Wolverhampton Wanderers and 1 yellow card to Arsenal, 1 red card to both sides, and 0 red cards to the side of, 0 offsides to the side of Arsenal and Wolves, 1 corner to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and 5 corners to the side of Arsenal. So when we go to the table, Liverpool has played 22 games, 53 points. Arsenal, 23 games, 47 points, meaning that Arsenal is just 6 points off Liverpool. Nottingham Forest, 23 games, 44 points. And Man City, 23 games, 41 points. You understand? So Man City is now 6 points off Arsenal, and they are 12 points off Liverpool. So that's how the table is really looking for now, and we wait to see how other teams are really going to be playing. But Liverpool fans are really excited for the next match day because Arsenal are really going to be taking on Man City, you know. And if a Liverpool fan is there, he's like, all I need is a draw. But Liverpool is also going to be playing out Bournemouth, and they're really going to be playing on Saturday. Yet Arsenal and Man City are really going to be playing on a Sunday. You understand? They're really going to be playing on a Sunday, meaning that Arsenal and Man City will get into that encounter at the Emirates, knowing exactly what the result has been and what's the point difference in between them and the table leaders, that's Liverpool. So we go to the red card. Now, for me, I think it was okay to give him a red card. He went high, and even VAR has come out and obviously stood by Mike Oliver's decision. I understand very many people have gone ahead, obviously, go watch on social media and attack Michael Oliver. He's a referee I don't really believe in, but I understand his situation he was in. If he was given a yellow card only, it would have been okay, and I cannot come here and really complain about him being given a red card. You understand? But the good thing is that Arsenal has gone ahead to win the game. That's the most important bit of it all. That they kept a clean sheet for the 36 minutes they played when they really lacked a player. You understand? And when Yao Gomez got a red card, you saw to it that the side of Arsenal really got back to goal scoring terms, and they scored a goal and they won. And I've always told you that if you are having an even distribution of goals in your team, even if you don't have a prolific number 9, you'll see to it that goals will come, because if Kai Havertz doesn't score, maybe Saliba can come in through and really score, Magalhaes will score, Timber will, Calafiori will, or Thomas Partey, name it. And that's the spirit that you have to grow into your team, that all you need is that beautiful player. All you need is every player to be in sync with what you're really thinking of and building as a club. So your thoughts onto that are welcome in the comment section below. Obviously, my man of the match is really going to be Ricardo Calafiori, because he scored that goal for the club of Arsenal. Came off the bench and he looked pretty good. The other player that I believe could obviously come in and really compete with Ricardo Calafiori is Thomas Partey. He looked really good, and I really loved the way he really put himself into the mix as a CDM, and how he controlled the game and shielded the back four when Arsenal was a man down before. They went back to level terms in as far as the 10 men on either sides were concerned. So your reactions onto this game are welcome in the comment section below. I've gone ahead to come in late, but never let than never. Rokani David is my name. Continue to subscribe. I sign out for now. See you later. Fulham is entertaining Manchester United at Craven Cottage today. Bye-bye.